Hello, good morning. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts, Thursday Wellbeing. As you're jumping on, say hello. Let me know you're here. Hope you're all okay this morning. There's a bit of a grey day today. So if you're joining, jump on, say hi, so that I know you're here. Leave a comment. Now, this morning, I thought it would be quite useful. Hi, Taylor. I thought it would be useful to talk about goals. And as life is sort of slowly waking up again, and we're starting to maybe think ahead a little bit more, and you know, start thinking about what we might want to do, which can be scary for some of us. So I thought it would be really useful to share this with you. Hi, Ali. To really kind of break down that and show you a way to really be able to achieve what you want to be able to achieve. It's good to set goals and really sort of focus on what it is that you want. You know, like I've talked about before about intention and making things intentional. So we are going to talk about SMART goals. Now, for some of you, you might know all about SMART goals, so that this will just be a reminder for you to maybe to set you know, your new something new that you want to achieve. And for others of you, this will be brand new, so hopefully it'll be something that's going to help you either way. So I know many of you are struggling at the thought of going out, you know, into this new normal, whatever that's going to be, and that can be quite anxiety provoking. You know, life has changed. It absolutely has changed. And I know that many of you are sort of struggling with this sort of new normal. Hi. Oh. Yeah, say hi as you're jumping on. So let me know you're here, because it's nice to know that I'm not just staring at myself, talking to myself. So yeah, so making goal, you know, if that's the case and you are feeling a bit anxious about, you know, what's to come, you know, making maybe some like well-being goals for yourself might be really helpful. Some of you, it may be health goals, business goals, or personal development stuff. You know, this is something you can use in every area of your life, actually. So whatever it's going to be, I'm going to show you how to implement using this SMART goal, and what that means to actually make these things a reality. Because I've heard it said that a goal without a date is just a dream. You know, we have to actually like implement these things, which can be difficult for some of us. So so this SMART goal, now I realise that I can't, everything's all back to front on here, so so I can't, and there's no kind of, I don't think there's a mirror, what's it, or I can turn it round, never mind. So SMART, so the S is for specific. Maybe I'll write them up afterwards for those of you that know, but you can Google this. There's like loads of stuff on Google about this. So the S is for specific. So when you have a goal, it needs to be really as specific as you can, because that is what's going to help you achieve the goal. So for example, I've wrote down a couple of examples here. So one example, I'm going to use a health goal. So by saying like, oh, I want to get fitter and I want to lose weight, that is not specific enough. So for me, I've, you know, making that really specific might be something like, I want to walk 10,000 steps each day. So that's like, now that's specific. I know that if I do that, and if I'm doing that every day, then I'm absolutely going to get fitter by doing that. Okay. So, so that might be, so, you know, as specific as you can. So the who, the what, the where, the when, the why, all those things as specific as you can. So really defining the goal as much as possible, rather than making it like this kind of ambiguous sort of, you know, like, oh, I want to lose weight. It's like, well, what is that for you? That's different for everyone. Is that you know, is that like £1 a week? You know, let's do this sensibly. What does that look like? What does that mean? Right, so so really specific. So mine, 10,000 steps each day. The M is for measurable. So as I say, I'll write all these down for you if you haven't got a pen to write them down now. So the M is for measurable. So you need to be able to now, so you've got your specific goal, and now you need to be able to measure. You need to be able to measure you doing that. So can you track your progress here and measure the outcome? The how much, the how many, how will I know that I'm doing that? So is it measurable? So for me, hello Mum. So for me, so going back to the 10,000 steps, so measurable. So how will I count my steps? Well, on my phone, I downloaded a free app called Steps, and my phone can be in my bag or in my pocket, and as I walk around, it counts my steps. I don't have to do anything. At the end of the day, I can just look at that and go, oh, I've done this many steps, right? So how are you going to measure what you're doing? Okay, that's the second one. The A for smart is attainable or achievable. So how are you going to do this? This is the how. And is the goal, you know, is it reasonable enough to be accomplished? So make sure it's not sort of out of reach, you know. So 10,000 steps. I know that it's going to take me a little while to build that up, but it's not like completely out of reach. I've not gone for like, you know, I want to be like, you know, an athlete, and you know, I'm like crushing my 25,000 steps. Like for me, that's not achievable for me, and I'm not interested to do that anyway. So it has to be attainable for you. The R in the smart is for relevant. So or I've heard it said as well, reality. I've heard people use for the R there. So is it worthwhile, and is it relevant to you? So is it going to meet your needs? So certainly for me, doing the 10,000 steps, my goal to like maybe lose a bit of weight, to be a bit fitter, then doing that 10,000 steps, which is more, which is a lot more than what I'm doing now, I know that absolutely is going to be, I'm going to be able to achieve what I want to achieve. So it's going to be relevant, and it's going to be worthwhile. You know, that is kind of working towards my my bigger plan and the bigger goals. So yeah, so make sure it's worthwhile, make sure it's relevant to you. And then the T in smart is for timely or time bound. So when, you know, like I said, a goal without a date is just a dream. So you have to set a time. So going back to my 10,000 steps. So I've gone 10,000 steps each day. The S, that's very specific. The M, I'm going to use my app. That's going to count my steps, and that will make it measurable. The A, so how am I going to make this achievable? I'm not just going to start, right, I'm just going to go on a massive walk today and achieve that goal today. That's not achievable. So I'm going to think about how I can achieve that. So that might be, so increase my steps by walking 1,000 more steps each week. And that might be like as simple as like adding, I don't know how many, I mean, you could Google this stuff if you wanted to know before. You know, it might mean that each day I add another 10 minutes to the walk. So making it achievable, not like I'm going to walk for 5 hours, right? I think you get the gist. So our daily walks, they'll help to improve my fitness. This is how this is relevant for me. It'll become easier because I'm going to gradually increase that. I'm not going to like wear myself out in the next day. You know, it's like going to some mad, from doing absolutely nothing to some massive, you know, running the London Marathon. So, you know, that's reality and realistic. For me, I can gradually increase each hour, you know, I can gradually add that on. And then time bound. So if I'm, you know, wanting to increase that, then, you know, an extra 1,000 steps a week. So I can give myself a goal of a date, you know, by the end of August, I'm going to be walking my 10,000 steps every day. And how, you know, make that even more specific. And I did look this up before because my maths brain isn't great. So the 20th of August, from today, if I started this today, on the 20th of August, I'm going to be reaching that fitness goal of actually walking 10,000 steps every single day. 20th of August. You know, even set your time, you know, 5 o'clock on the 20th of August. This is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm sure you get the gist of that. So is this new to some of you, or have you heard this before? Maybe you've heard it before and forgotten about it, so it might be a good reminder for some of you. I'll give you another little example of one. We'll do a SMART goal about personal development. It's one of my favourite subjects. So a SMART goal for personal development might be the S. So I want to improve my self-worth. So again, that's a bit ambiguous. That's, well, what does that actually mean? How am I going to actually do this? So getting really specific. So what could I do? How could I do that? Well, one of the things I can do is I want to get into a new habit, and I want to get into a new habit of listening to inspiring podcasts every day. So, okay, listening to inspiring podcasts, that's great. Get inspired and learn some stuff. So see if you can get even more specific. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to do that on my phone, or, you know, on YouTube. Do I subscribe to a podcast? You know, let's look up somebody that I really aspire to, and I'm going to listen to one every day. So that's, now you're narrowing it down. So the M, make it measurable. So how are you going to know that you're achieving this every day? So first of all, it's like, well, I'm just going to do that once a day, because that's a good start. That'll be once a day. And then I'm going to have that written down on my to-do list so that I can tick that off. Or what I like to call a ta-da list. And at the end of the day, writing down what you've already done and going, ta-da, ta-da. This is what I've done. So do it on your ta-da list. The A, so attainable, achievable. How am I going to do this? This is a brand new thing. How am I going to start doing this? Well, I might have to, in this instance, turn off all other distractions. So let's just turn off the TV, you know, put my phone on airplane mode or whatever, and maybe set a timer. So maybe think about, you know, when am I going to do this? So, well, actually, it works better for me first thing in the morning, or actually just before I'm going to bed, and then I can just sort of relax and listen to that. So make it attainable and achievable for you. You know, don't think, oh, you know, I still haven't done that, and I've, you know, and I'm in the middle of cooking dinner, and you know, and everything, you know, a particular busy time, not a good time. So make it attainable and achievable for you. Relevant. So you've set your timer, you've figured out the time, make it relevant. So is this relevant to my long-term plan to increase my self-worth? Well, yes, it is, because every day I'm going to be listening to these like affirming and inspiring podcasts that are going to, you know, help me to learn and understand and get me thinking, and actually, you know, that's what I want to achieve. I want to improve my self-worth. So, you know, that's one of the ways I'm going to do it. So yes, absolutely, it's relevant. Yes, it's worthwhile. You know, it's something that you know that you really want to do. And the T, timely. So so how do we put a time on this one? You know, how are you going to know that you've created this new habit? Well, it takes 28 days to make or break a habit. So you might say for something like this in particular, I'm going to do like, so what's 28 days from now? Look on your calendar and, you know, circle that on your calendar, write it in your diary on your phone. 28 days from now, I'm going to be in the habit of doing that, because I'm gonna have done that every single day. So 28 days from now, that's your date, that's your time. And now, you know, at 28, because this is, you know, this is another whole thing, but about compounding habits, you know. So if you're doing, you know, just a little something, like 10 minutes, you know, a little something, you know, each day. You know, if I went for a walk, you know, for like 30 minutes each day, you know, I'm not now doing that each day. So anything, you know, it's like starting and making this realistic and relevant, and then you gradually build. And it's the little bit each day that you, at the end of a month, you go, oh wow, you know, I've really learnt a lot, or oh, I feel better about myself, or oh, you know, I've got more energy, or whatever that is. So over, you know, and imagine that over a year, imagine 12 months of that, you know. So make it relevant for you, whatever that looks like for you, and in your recovery and in your well-being, you know. These can be small goals, big goals, you know. These can be goals even just about getting back out into the world, you know, and doing what you need to do, you know. Then, you know, you can really break that down and make these things achievable. So let me know if that's helpful in any way for any of you, and let me know if that makes sense in the comments. I'd love to hear from some of you, because it's almost like where we're going into this sort of, where these things are changing again. It's almost like kind of like the sort of a start of a year in a strange sort of way, you know, like where we would kind of go into sort of you know, in January we start thinking about the new year and New Year's resolutions, and it's kind of, it somehow feels a little bit like that, where things are different and they've changed, and I'm maybe looking at things a bit differently, maybe having to set different goals or new goals. And but actually I love the practical stuff, and actually how, you know, this being a way that we can actually, you know, achieve some of these things that we've wanted to achieve for ages. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful to you guys. I can't see any comments coming up at the moment. Morning, Georgia. So set your SMART goals and make them achievable and doable, and give yourself a date. Make yourself a date that you're going to do that by, and little step by little step, one day at a time, you can achieve great things. Okay, so bye for now. Lots of love. Mwah. Bye bye.